want your wall to be efficiently painted, right? Well, when I look at price, I'm looking at where price has been, where it went to recently, and is there any pockets of inefficiency in there? And because I start my analysis on the weekly chart, why am I starting on the weekly chart? Because the whole weekly range is going to be predicated by what we anticipate on that weekly candlestick. What's it going to do? Is it going to go higher or is it going to go lower? And you only need to determine one of two things. It's going to go up for buy stops above an old high, or it's going to go up to an inefficiency, which is a fair value gap above market price. If it's going to go lower, it's reaching for some inefficiency, which is a fair value gap below price, which is what was being shown here on the weekly chart, but I did not talk about on the 13th, but I told you this candle is the order block I felt it was going to reach down to. And I highlighted that range right there. And I mentioned that there was a likelihood that we would draw down into that after we treat this shaded area up here as resistance. And that if you know where the weekly candlestick is likely to draw to, everything I've been talking about up to this point is how I do it. There is no shortcut version of it. It's just the market's going to go up to a gap, or it's going to go up to an old high. If it's going to go up, if it's going to go down, it's going to go down to a gap below price or go below an old low. That's it. How you define which one it is what has it done recently? How has it traded? Is it leaving a range that we've worked multiple times back and forth and it's been efficiently delivered, and we left that range? Chances are it's probably going to expand lower, reaching for an old low or inefficiency in the form of a fair value gap below price, or reverse it. I mean, it's that simple. And what you're wrestling with is you're trying to bring other things that you either know you learned from somebody else, some kind of other indicator-based idea or retail perspective, maybe supply and demand, maybe Elliott wave, maybe harmonic stuff. You're trying to bring that into this and see where you can help your understanding by bringing that in. And that's the mistake. Leave all that stuff at the door. Like, what I'm teaching is not complicated. It's either going up or it's going down for one of two reasons. And if you spend the time on the weekly chart to define that, you can come away with what I've shared many times for years in the witness of hundreds of thousands of people. And they're watching it pan out. And if you're new, you're now just discovering it. And I envy you, because I know what it was like when I first discovered it. It's crazy. It literally is mind-boggling.